Yeah. Yep. All right. We're here. We're doing it. We're doing it, man. We're here. We're doing it. Because we are Philadelphia 76ers sickos. That's why we're doing this. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Sixers Post Game on Run It Back Philly. Here's what we're going to do tonight, man. We're going to get into it. We're going to have the phone line open. We're going to have the Discord open. If you got some things you want to get off your chest, call me on the Discord. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. You just click that link and you put yourself right in the call-ins waiting room on the left side of the Discord. And then I take your call. Or you can just call the number that is right on the screen right there on the bottom left. And we can do it that way, whatever you want to do. But I want to hear from you, man. I want to hear from you. Because the Philadelphia 76ers just lost to the Detroit Pistons in Philly in Tobias Harris's return to the Wells Fargo Center. Yes, the Detroit Pistons were 0-3 or 0-4. They were 0-4. The 0-4 Detroit Pistons and Tobias Harris came into the Wells Fargo Center and not only beat the Philadelphia 76ers, they smacked us, bro. By the middle of the third quarter, they absolutely ran away with the game. Started completely dominating us, embarrassing us. We're up by 20 at one point. We made a little bit of a run there, cut it to 10 in the fourth quarter. But at the end of the day, they out-hustled us. They outworked us. They killed us on the offensive glass. And, Tobias Harris came back to Philly and gets to feel like he is a victorious basketball player. I'm sure that was the highlight of his season, and I'm sure he feels really, really good about what just happened because Tobias Harris is a delusional maniac who thinks he's a great basketball player and thinks that Philadelphia 76ers fans are just a bunch of haters who dislike him for no reason. So he gets to come back into Philly and beat us and kind of do a told you so, even though he's wrong. He's not a good basketball player, and the Pistons suck, and he sucks, and this is not real. But for the at least for the next 2 days, Tobias Harris gets to brag about the fact that he came back into the Wells Fargo Center and beat the Philadelphia 76ers. There was a point in the game where Tobias Harris caught a wide open fast break layup, laid it in with no resistance from anybody, and hyped up the crowd who was booing him every time he touched the ball. Hyped up the crowd after making a wide open layup and said, I read his lips, "Shut the fuck up," to the fans. Yes, that's right. Tobias Harris came into the Wells Fargo Center, celebrated making a wide open layup, and told the fans to shut the fuck up. And you know what, man? I can't be mad at it. I can't be mad at it because the Sixers did it to themselves in this game. The Sixers with this Joel Embiid bullshit, and we don't know when Paul George is going to come back, but even without those two guys, the some of the lineups are an issue. I think Yabusele at backup center is an issue, especially against a guy like Isaiah Stewart. Sorry, I have allergies right now with the weather refusing to change, and I'm losing my voice. I think Nick Nurse was stubborn in this game with some lineups and things like that, and he didn't adjust to Isaiah Stewart crushing Yabusele on the glass in the second half. But at the end of the day, though, what real choice did he have? Yeah, he could have put a Dembona out there. Just without Joel Embiid, you're left with Andre Drummond, who was brought here to be a backup center. And Nick Nurse is choosing to play Yabusele at backup center. And I love Yabusele. I love what he does. But Rebounding is not one of his strengths. He's a fighter. He's a physical guy, but technical rebounding is not one of his strengths. And Isaiah Stewart just started, kicking his ass there in the second half. And it's not just Yabusele. The Detroit Pistons were flying around, hustling, and they wanted it more than us. It really felt like the Sixers were kind of just fucking around in this game in the first half. And I even said on the live stream, and shout out to everybody that was in there, I said on the live stream, the Detroit Pistons have a lot of good players. You can't just come out here and fuck around. Plus, you're not even a good basketball team right now. You know what I mean? I feel like the Sixers were out there with this kind of like, oh, we're playing the Detroit Pistons kind of attitude. But you guys suck too because you don't have Joel Embiid and Paul George. They were 0-4, but you were 1-2. You know what I mean? So you toyed around in the first half, and then you got your ass kicked. And let's call it what it is. The Detroit Pistons were 0-4, but when you compare the rosters without Joel Embiid and Paul George, who has a better roster? Obviously, Tyrese Maxey is the best player in this matchup. But who's the second best player in this matchup? Cade Cunningham. Who's the third best player in this matchup? Jaden Ivey. Who's the fourth best player in this matchup? In this game, it was Tim Hardaway Jr. We might even go Malik Beasley. So without Joel Embiid and Paul George, the Sixers shouldn't have even been favored in this game, to be honest with you, because Detroit has way more, just firepower and creators, to be honest with you. Speaking of the Sixers just kind of fucking around in this game, I got mad at Tyrese Maxey in the first half because he called out Tobias Harris on an ISO. And, after cooking him in that first quarter, he hit a little step back mid-range on him in the first quarter. And they're friends, obviously. You know what I mean? In the second quarter, Tyrese Maxey got a double switch to intentionally get Tobias Harris on another one-on-one and started smiling. And Tobias was smiling. And he shot a ridiculous fadeaway three with 5 feet behind the line, laughing like he was playing with his friends at the park. This is an NBA game, Tyrese. I know you and Tobias are friends, and it was fun for you, but what the fuck, dude? It's not the All-Star game. Why are you out there fucking around for? The fans are watching the game. We're like, oh, isn't this a real game? This one counts, doesn't it? We're not still in preseason, are we? So, in my opinion, Tyrese Maxey wasn't even really taking this game seriously, and that annoyed me a little bit. Not that it actually matters. I'm not going to sit up here and scream like I did after the Toronto game because the Toronto game surprised me because I thought with Tyrese Maxey, this team, could still be a pretty good team, right? But after I watched what happened in Toronto, I realized, the 76ers right now are really just a bunch of utility guys who were put on the team to play alongside Joel Embiid, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey. You take away Joel Embiid and Paul George, you got guys like Caleb Martin trying to do too much. You got guys like Kelly Oubre trying to do too much. And it's just not going to be a very good team until you get those guys back. And let's hope that we actually get those guys back. I think Paul George is coming back, but the Joel Embiid thing's bothering me a little bit. You know what I mean? Jaden Ivey absolutely cooked us. I mean, this guy got on such a roll. He's doing all-star weekend dunk contest dunks on fast breaks and flexing on people. Cade Cunningham had a good game. Really, what killed us was the hustle points, man. Again, the offensive rebounding was just disgusting. It's so demoralizing to watch a team fight an entire possession and just get another offensive rebound. The Pistons had 12 offensive rebounds in this game, 37 total. We lost the rebound total 37-29, 49-37. Those are defensive rebounds. We lost the entire rebound battle, 49-37. We shot 15 of 36 from three. No, Detroit shot 15 of 36 from three. That's 41%. The Philadelphia 76ers shot a whopping Wait for it. Wait for it. The Philadelphia 76ers shot a whopping 28% from three. And that's a combination of a couple of things. Tyrese Maxey, still ice cold from three. He was 2 for 10 from three in this game. But it's really the fact that you got a bunch of guys who are catch and shoot guys, who are 3-and-D guys, out there trying to create their own shots and trying to do more than they can because they kind of have to try to because it's just the Tyrese Maxey show again. You know what I'm saying? And I know people are going to point to Nick Nurse and talk about his lineups and stuff, but I'm not seeing a real, second plan that he could come up with here. You know, I just think, yeah, there could be more motion in the offense. There could be more screening and moving, and I hope some people disagree with me or have some points that I didn't get off that you're going to tell me in the Discord when I take the calls, but I'm not seeing it being Nick Nurse's issue in this game. Like Yabusele, it was getting killed at the 5 on the offensive glass by Isaiah Stewart, but I guess he could have put a Dembona out there. Is a Dembona gonna make the, somebody in the live stream was screaming, why won't he play the young guys? Why won't he play the young guys? He did. He was putting McCain out there. You know what I mean? Against Toronto, I was mad because Jarrett McCain didn't get on the floor and Tyrese Maxey is the only creator. At least Nick Nurse finally realized I at least need Jarrett McCain out there. You know what I mean? So he realized that. But if you're telling me somebody in the chat was saying play Ricky Council and a Dembona, you think Ricky Council and a Dembona were making that much of a difference in this game? Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham and Tim Hardaway Jr. were absolutely smoking us. And when I saw Tim Hardaway hit a smothered 3-point fadeaway on the left wing with the shot clock running down, I said, this game's over. They're going to make shots like that? Dude, there was a play where Cade Cunningham dribbled the ball off his foot, or maybe Jaden Ivey dribbled the ball off his foot, and it ended up in Tobias Harris's hands for a layup. So, the game sucked. The Sixers got crushed in between the margins, especially in the rebounding and second chance points. The second chance points were crazy in this game. But it's October 30th. I guess we have to, sit here and say we're going to get Joel Embiid back, Paul George back. Obviously, Paul George makes a huge difference, having him back as an elite level, shot creator and a guy who can give you 20. I do want to say that I'm happy that Nick Nurse was playing Jarrett McCain as much as he was because he realized what I said a couple of games ago. And I'm not claiming that I'm a genius. It's not hard. I say this a lot of times. I'm not a genius. Basketball's not that complicated. I know these head coaches and GMs and everybody wants to act like they work at fucking NASA and they're building a goddamn space shuttle. They're not. It's a 5-on-5 basketball game. You know what I mean? Anyone that's ever watched basketball can look at the screen and say, well, get old-ass Kyle Lowry off the floor. Get old-ass Eric Gordon off the floor. Put somebody else out there that can create something on the perimeter. Jarrett McCain's the only one that can do it. Put him out there. So I'm not a genius. I just say obvious shit. It just takes these head coaches 3 games or Doc Rivers took him 3 months to do the obvious thing. At least Nick Nurse realized right now that Jarrett McCain needs to be out there because you can't have Tyrese Maxey being the only perimeter creator on the floor. So I like the Jarrett McCain, Tyrese Maxey lineups in this game. That makes me happy moving forward. And they actually made a run in that fourth quarter with the Tyrese Maxey, Jarrett McCain lineups. Jarrett McCain's still ice cold for some reason. He can't shoot the ball yet in the NBA, but I like a lot of the things that he's doing. Again, he's very physical. He's taking the ball to the rim. He's not afraid of anything. And he knows he has to be the one out there creating something. So he gets the ball and he's not timid. He's like, I got to go to work because that's why I'm on the floor. And I'm sure Nick's telling him that. And Jarrett McCain had a very nice fight through contact on the perimeter, threw Jaden Ivey's arm off of him. Should have been a foul call on the perimeter, but they don't give rookies foul calls in the NBA. And goes right, left, midair, change hands, lefty finger roll off the glass. That shit was beautiful. So if I'm taking anything positive from this game, it was the performance from Jarrett McCain. As far as creating on the perimeter again, he didn't shoot well, but I like what he did. And so that's pretty much all the thoughts I have on it. It's October 30th. We didn't even get to November yet. I was mad about the Toronto game because it surprised me that they played that way because I thought they were going to be better than that. But once I saw that, this game doesn't totally shock me. Does it suck that we let Tobias Harris come in here and think he's a good player and talk shit to the fans and get a W in a Detroit Pistons jersey? Yeah, it sucks. But does it matter, really? Not really, because is this team winning a championship without Joel Embiid and Paul George? No. So I'm starting to not care that much if they suck without Joel Embiid and Paul George, because Tyrese Maxey, just you know, everybody needs a team, bro. Everybody needs a team, bro. That's all I got on this game, man. So I'll give you guys a minute to hop into Discord. There's 4 people there right now. I'm gonna get to your calls. Don't you worry. I gotta drop a couple sponsors first. So if you want to get something off your chest, man, click the link in the that's pinned at the top of the chat. Jump into Discord, and you can be on the show and giving me your thoughts. This is brought to you by Game Time Ticket App. Download the Game Time Ticket App. Use promo code CLNS for $20 off. Game Time Ticket App's the best damn ticket app in the game. And let me tell you why. Game Time does all the work for you. You download Game Time Ticket App. You choose what game you want to see or concert or whatever. They sort through all the tickets. They show you the best price, the cheapest in the house, the flash deals. You don't have to go scouring Facebook Marketplace or whatever else to get the tickets you want. You go right on Game Time. They do the work for you. They take the hassle out. Take the hassle out of buying NBA tickets this season by using Game Time. Download Game Time Ticket App. Use promo code CLNS for $20 off. This is also brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. New users can get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 using promo code RunItBack. DraftKings, the official sportsbook of the NBA. They got all the player props. They got all the deals. They got everything over there. My favorite thing about the DraftKings app is the pre-made parlays that they have on the site or on the app, I mean. And you just go on there and you can look at these parlays and you can just quickly, drop a couple dollars on something that you feel like might hit. It's right on the main screen, right when you're there. Makes it super simple. DraftKings is the best damn sportsbook out there. So new users, use promo code RunItBack and get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Yeah, that's all I got. I'll get to the Discord, man. Thank you to DraftKings for sponsoring the channel. Thank you to Game Time for sponsoring the channel. My man, Jarrett Newsom is in the Discord. We got to hear from him. Let's hear from Jarrett, man. Yo, Jarrett, what's going on, bro? Yo, Jarrett.
What's up, brother, man? Good to hear from you, man. Good to hear from you.
What's up, Jarrett? I'm here. What's up, man? Good to hear from you, man. What you got for me, man? Talk to me. I'm frustrated with this stupid damn team, man. Talk to me.
Yeah, basically, the way I see it is simply this, man. We got a hornswoggle right now to the feet. Want to see how we do as far as all these teams that are playing right now.
Jarrett, I can't waiting in here, man. We got 5 people on the line here. Let me see. We got R. Rico Lowe's. Rico Lowe's is in the Discord, man. Rico Lowe's, what's going on?
Yo, what's up, running back?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. What are your thoughts on the game, man? What you got to say, my brother?
All right, man. I don't know. Forgive me if I understood that.
Do you still hear music?
Yeah, like I'm talking right now, man, and it's gonna take like 13 minutes before you can hear it. Nah, the music's gone, man.
The music's gone. All right, man. All right. There, we did it. We fixed it. We got rid of the music. What's going on, man? Give me your thoughts, bro. All right, Rico. I don't know what's going on, man. We're 0 for 2 on the Discord. Maybe it's just not meant to be with such a stupid ending to a stupid game. I wonder if Jarrett's gonna come back in, man. T, we got RJ's on the line. Let's see if we can get the damn
plug in to the system instead of we put him in the middle and then everybody else don't know what to do afterwards. That's been half the reason. But we spent the money already. We dried up. We ain't got no more money. So I mean,
Nah,
we gotta wait another 5 years, and the next time, hopefully, if we don't build around actually Tyrese Maxey. Just pick just make sure we build a good team and make sure Tyrese Maxey is able to just plug and play to play his best abilities. That's the difference between Celtics, where you don't need Tatum to go get 50 points to win the game
well,
because
yeah,
he got six different dudes that can shoot the ball.
yeah,
We only got one dude that can shoot the ball
right.
when somebody's
I'm
out.
looking at it more like, I mean, I can't use the Celtics as an example. That's just a rare juggernaut roster right now. But I could use the Detroit Pistons just as an example. Even having two guys, Jaden Ivey and Kate Cunningham, who can get their own shot. The Sixers aren't built like that. And you're right, man. Because the whole thing's built around Joel Embiid. So they go out and they get a bunch of 3-and-D guys because you want guys who can catch on the perimeter because Joel draws a double team. Yeah, they don't build it around. They build the whole roster around Joel, and then he's out, and this is what it looks like because Caleb Martin and Kelly Oubre and these guys are not ball handling shot creators. It's just what it's. Yeah. I agree with you, man. You give Tyrese Maxey some buckets, some other guys that can get buckets, and it might you might win some games.
Warriors was built around three different players. Like they had the Klay Thompsons, they still was good on defense because Klay Thompson was good on defense, and then you had Seth Curry. Everybody could shoot on the team, and you had Draymond Green, where everybody was a gritty player. That's how they won for years. They had a core player team. Instead of building around one person, you kind of got to build an actual team instead of just be like, all right, Joel, save us, or Tyrese Maxey, save us. That's not you. We cannot win with Tyrese scoring 45 points a night.
No. They need Joel, man, and that's the thing that makes me nervous because if Joel Embiid gets on the floor and ramps up and gets healthy and starts playing well before the playoffs, they can beat anybody. But I'm starting to think Joel Embiid's not healthy and he's never going to be healthy. That's what I'm starting to think because this whole not playing the first 2 weeks of the season and them not telling us what actually is going on is coming off a little shady to me. You know what I mean? So it's wild.
They stealing money from we disrespecting basketball, man. We stealing money from the fans. You're not telling the fans. You're not transparent with the fans.
They are.
And you gonna sit there and think that we hope and think we really want to pay for this crap, bro. These people spending hard-earned money to go to these games, man. And
they tried. They tried to ask Nick Nurse. They asked Nick Nurse about that pregame to this game. Kyle Neubeck said, you guys got fined by the NBA basically for telling the fans something that didn't align with Joel Embiid's actual injuries that you told the NBA. And Nick Nurse was like, we got fined. He's like, it's my first time hearing that. I didn't know we got fined. He said, I didn't know we got fined.
Yeah.
He's acting like he has no idea what's going on, but it's his job to lie for yeah. We could rant about that all day,
that's
bro.
That's what I'm saying. We could rant about this team forever, but this is the core reason why we're losing games and the reason why we can't really win in all totality is because we disrespecting basketball. We want to
agree with you, man.
We want to do all of this. That's bullshit, bro. Look, you cannot avoid injuries in basketball. You just can't.
It's pretty fucking it's pretty like cocky of the 76ers to be like, yeah, we're just gonna load manage and wait for the playoffs, and everybody else is playing all their star players, and they're like, what do you mean? You guys are about to get your asses kicked if you think you can just hang out all season. And what have you done in the past couple of years that even says you can do that? Like, yeah,
exactly.
It's pretty crazy.
Chemistry. We signed 8 new players, and you telling Joel Embiid don't have to play. We signed 8 new fucking players.
Right, I don't get it, bro.
We have no chemistry. Nobody's playing well. Nobody can shoot. Nobody can pass. Nobody can go down and get the gritty plays. We get it. We do it for like a quarter or two, and then we fall off. It's because we don't have the team that has any chemistry. Everybody trying to beat, and we ain't got no Draymond Green. Like, we ain't got nobody to get into nobody's face, bro.
I think it'll get better.
Best players are nice.
I think it'll get better though. We get Paul George back. I think it'll get better.
All right, but hey man, look. I have no faith right now.
I feel you,
Like,
bro. I feel
this
you, RJ.
team
I
is
feel you.
beautiful. But I'm gonna let you go, man.
Thanks for
But
calling, bro. Good
yeah,
to hear
this
from
is
you, man.
crazy. Yeah, it's good for you. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna call more often.
All right,
Peace.
man. RJ on the line. Shout out to RJ. Shout out to RJ. He has no faith at all right now. I think we're I don't know. It's the Detroit Pistons in November. We got to see. This is what people were saying to me after the Toronto game when I was freaking out after that game. They were like, we got to see what they look like when they get Paul George and Joel back. And it's a correct take because now I know what this team is without them, and they're not going to win anything without them. If Tyrese Maxey drops 45, sure, they might win. But you're not going to win consistently with one guy shooting 35 shots. I got to hear from my guy, Top Shot of Shane. Top Shot of Shane is in the building. Yo, Shane, you still there?
Hey, DJ.
Shane, what's going on, man?
Man, I can't believe we played soft tonight, man. This is embarrassing.
We played soft?
I mean, how does Uber get blocked? And then, this is embarrassing. I feel embarrassed about this team right now. The only thing I can make positive is the fact that they put up a fight at the end and lose by 10.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they cut it a little bit, but yeah, I mean, I don't think that's a positive.
Yeah. Bro, you lost to Tobias Harris. Of all people, you lose to Crumble Cookie Tobias Harris. I'm like, bro. I see him make a bucket or whatever, and he's talking crap. I'm like, bro, your ass. Stop talking crap, bro. It's like, bro, Tobias Harris gets on my nerves. He acts like he's a superstar, but in reality, he's like a bench player at best.
I don't even think he's a good bench player, man. I think he's terrible at everything. But we let him walk in here, and we let the Pistons win, and we let Tobias Harris. Even the jump shot that he hit at the end, I was like, damn, Tobias Harris is really going to be the one to ice this game in the fourth quarter in Philly. We let it happen, so we got to take it on the chin. But Tobias Harris is trash. He's still trash, and we can let him. We can let him celebrate this for 48 hours, but.
Yeah, they better win my birthday. They better be Sacramento on my birthday.
Hey, man, listen, if they don't get Paul George back soon, they're not going to win very many games because, again, it's just a bunch of role players and Tyrese Maxey shooting the ball 30 times. It's just not a good team until you get another star player out there. This is like any team that had one star and no other all-stars. This is like any of those teams. It's just not going to be a good team, unless if Maxey drops 50, they'll win. If he doesn't, they'll lose. They got to get Paul George out there, man. What's your take on Paul George and Joel Embiid's situation?
Well, I was kind of like trying to be nonchalant. I was watching the Toronto game with my stepdad, and he was calling them out, saying this is ridiculous. About Embiid mainly, saying Embiid's soft, and that he was talking bad about Embiid. I was just trying to cut him a break, but now it's getting to a point where it's like, but Embiid, really? It's like, okay, I can understand Paul George maybe, but like Embiid, come on, man. I understand you don't want to play. It's getting annoying because now the fans don't want to buy the tickets, and now the ticket prices are gonna go low, and then it's gonna get thrown his job. It's just a whole bunch of chaos we don't need. A bunch of drama.
Do you think Joel Embiid's hurt again and they're just not telling us? Or do you think he's actually just ramping up and missing the first 2 weeks of the season?
Well, my personal opinion is I think Embiid is hurt again. I mean, because if he wasn't, we remember that he was hurt during the Knicks series. What makes us think that randomly, like he gets the surgery, right? But what makes us think he was 100% in the Olympics? And I think that he is injured again, but there's also a chance that I saw somebody commented in the YouTube chat. They said that Embiid's going to retire either at the end of this year or next season. I don't know how true that is, but if that was the case, then why sign the big 5-year extension then, Joel? Why?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's pretty embarrassing for this franchise to have him, play in the Olympics and then have a whole offseason off and then say, he's still ramping up and going through his program, and everyone's like, well, what's the problem? They're like, oh, there's no problem. He's just ramping up and going through his program. And they're like, but why isn't he playing? They're like, no, this is just This is what Shams keeps saying. Well, this is just the new normal for Joel Embiid. What the fuck does that mean, bro? Why is he not playing? I understand no back-to-backs. I understand, load management if you play 3 games in 5 nights, give him a day off, whatever. But he's missing the first 2 weeks of the season, and they won't even say why. It's the weirdest thing, bro. But it's the Sixers. They always do. It surprised me every year. What are they going to do that's weird this year? Well, this is the thing they did this year. That's where I'm at with it, Shane.
This team does what they do every year. They had a great offseason, and I bought into it thinking, oh my God, this is gonna be so good. They got Embiid and Paul George. They're gonna go to the finals and win it. And here we are now, where they show the true colors that they're not good without both Paul George and like myself I said, it's hard for the Sixers to win when Maxey's the only one really doing anything, and then you have Kelly Oubre. Oubre was the only Maxey that had double digits. How does that happen? If you were the Sixers,
there's no other scorers, man.
Yeah,
it has to happen.
Caleb Martin, the guy who was supposed to be in here and be all these guys brought in. They were supposed to be, yeah, exactly. The role players. I thought Caleb Martin was supposed to be quote unquote the high man that was supposed to, you know what I mean? They're saying that he was supposed to be the man that scored all the high tempo situation buckets. He can't do that when Embiid is out. Embiid, like you said earlier, draws.
Exactly, Shane. Exactly.
That's why the Heat was so good, because Caleb Martin had Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero. He had shot creators, and then when you take those shot creators, that's why Caleb Martin was able to do what he did in Miami.
Exactly.
I want Paul George back at the best. At the minimum, I want Paul George back by the time we face the
next game. Paul George got to play next game. Shane, I'm with you, and thanks, man. Great to hear from you, Shane. Thank you for continuing to rock with the channel, continuing to pay attention and call the show, man. I really appreciate it. I hope you're doing well, my man. Take it easy, Shane.
You too.
Shout out to Shane on the Discord, man. Shane first called this show when he was 14 years old. I think he's 16 or 17 now. We got Jarrett over on the phone line. We're going to see if we can get Jarrett back on here. I got to hear what Jarrett's about to say. But on the Caleb Martin thing, yeah, these players are not players that have defenses focused on them. These are players that, like Shane just said, they feed off of the fact that you got Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero and these guys, or you got Joel Embiid and Paul George and Tyrese Maxey. It's a role player that's supposed to get the ball as the third or fourth option on the floor and make a move or hit an open shot. These are guys that are being forced into trying to do too much, and this is just what you're going to get out of it, man. This is just what you're going to get. Let's see if we can get Jarrett on the phone line, man. Yo, Jarrett, you there?
What's up, brother? What's going down, man?
There's Jarrett. What's going on, my man?
Man, hey, just living the dream, man. Living the dream. Got my brother sitting over here. You definitely want to hear about
Hey, what's going on, man?
Sixers, man. You know,
You want to hear about me. I don't know what direction we going in.
How you guys feeling? How you guys feeling, man?
We're feeling great, man. Hey, I got to give it to you on your commentating, though. You suffered as a soldier tonight. I got to give it to you.
Hey, I feel obligated.
Yeah, I'm a little brother back there, you know what I'm saying, man? Hey, look, I'm going to tell you like this. I really don't know what direction we going in. Look, what I'm going to tell you is this. We Dodgers, we Steelers, but we are definitely Sixers. So I'm going to deal with that after we get done dealing with everything else we're going to do. But hold on, wait a minute, hold on. Now, I really don't know what direction we're going in. So they're saying that, what, they Joel Embiid got, what? Joel and Paul, you need to expect that. Expect that. Paul goes down. My big brother says, Paul goes down. What's new? Okay. And then all of a sudden, Joel Embiid gets fined for $100,000 for not playing. I don't think he should have played in the Olympics. I don't think he should have played.
I agree with you.
So where are we going? Maxey is out there balling by his damn self. And then my guy from Duke, the little guy, put him in.
McCain.
Put him in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he need to get a run. Okay, this is the little brother. This is the little brother. This is what I'm saying right now. Yes, hell yeah.
Let me go ahead, DJ. Say something, man.
These guys are fighting over the phone, man.
Yeah. Last time we won one off 11 years old. Okay, we
Hey,
heard that already.
I feel that frustration, man.
Okay.
He's in the back, pissed off.
He over
Hey,
here snapping,
this is
man,
what this
you know
team.
what I'm saying?
This is what the Sixers are doing. The Sixers are making brothers fight right now on the phone, man. It's a fix. The Sixers are coming between great relationships, man. This is malpractice.
I'm trying to get the phone from him. Be like, man, he just want to. Hey, man, he's about to go off on him. He said, man, I'm 11 years old. We get Paul George if he goes down like he normally does. Played 74 games last year. Let me let my man DJ say something. Say something, DJ. Talk to him. He's laying on the couch.
I mean, hey, I understand his frustration, man. I understand it, man. I'm frustrated too. But we gotta get Paul George back in here. I think the team's not gonna look good right now because it's just Maxey shooting 30 shots and a bunch of role players running around trying to do more than they're able to do. If you get Paul George back in there, it's gonna look a lot different. If you don't, you're pretty much screwed. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. And, he more or less, my younger brother basically saying what I say. He's just a little more, how should I say? Very hostile.
A little more hostile, a little more anger behind it.
Vivid than I am. Come on, let me say this. Let me just say this. My brother says, Paul George goes down. I said, typical. There you go. All right. Come on, man. He played 74 games last year. Don't care. Okay. You don't play no games.
What else you got, Jarrett, man? I got a couple other callers on the line. Jarrett, what else you got, bro?
And then go down. Come on, man. Let's keep it. Come on, PG, man. Let's keep it PG.
Hey, I respect it, man. I respect it. I like it. I like the real emotion, man. I like it, man. I like it. Jarrett.
I know you love the emotion because that's what attracted us both to you because he was coming straight out of emotion, man. Yep. Like right off your sleeve.
100%,
if you want somebody to come off the sleeve, you want my younger brother. Because we're sitting under Iverson right now. Okay. Okay. So you're right. I know, man. I got it. Jarrett, you got it. Jarrett, you got anything else? Iverson over the top of all right. Instagrammed it to him.
All right, Jarrett, man, I got to keep the show going, man. I love you though, and I love your brother too, man. I love the real emotion, man. Tell your brother it's gonna be okay, man. It's just the Sixers, man, and we'll get Paul George back and we'll start cooking a little bit, man. The Sixers are making brothers fight, man. The Sixers are coming between good, healthy relationships. That's how down bad this team is right now, man. We got two people over on the Discord, man. Mr. Hoover and Alamati. I'm going to get to both of you, okay? Shout out to Jarrett and his brother, man. Two real Philly Sixers fans. And his brother was a little bit angry there, man. His brother, I hope they're not wrestling right now, just because of that. Maybe they are. Yo, Mr. Hoover, what's going on, man? Mr.
What's up,
Hoover.
DJ? How you doing?
What's good, man? I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Sixers are not doing good, but I'm doing good, man. What's going on?
No, the Sixers ain't doing good. It's called small ball don't work.
Small ball don't work, man.
I put it out there for Nick Nurse to hear.
So
Sir, if you're watching right now, I need you to understand something. Nick Nurse, if you're watching right now, please listen to me. Small ball don't work. Small ball don't work.
So
didn't work with the Phoenix Suns when they went against the San Antonio Spurs. It doesn't work now.
Right, Mr. Hoover, I agree with you. Small ball don't work, but Nick Nurse didn't build a roster. What was Nick Nurse supposed to do in this game that would have changed the outcome?
Bench KJ Martin, put Adam Bona or Yabusele at power forward if they're not getting it done, which I would think a better combination would probably be Drummond and Bona. Put them, and this way you have height because KJ Martin 6'6". Adam Bona is taller, and Yabusele is 6'8". Power forward minimum 6'8", 6'6", small forward shooting guard. Don't work.
After seeing the way Isaiah Stewart was dominating them under the glass in the second half, I probably would have tried a Dembona in the non-Drummond lineups too, just to see if something would change. But Nick Nurse seemed to just keep rocking with Yabusele, and he was getting killed on the boards. And I love Yabusele, but he's not a good rebounder, man. He's a good hustle guy, but he's not really a good rebounder. But I don't know if a Dembona was really going to change the outcome. Could have, like you saw, dude. Isaiah Stewart's an animal. You don't think he would have bullied a Dembona the same way he was bullying Yabusele?
Oh, I'm sure he would have, but here's the honest truth. You know, if I'm Adam Bona, I'm like, you know what? I got something to prove here. If Yabusele is starting, okay, I got to show that I got to be the starting power forward right behind Drummond, because you're not going to beat Drummond for the center spot. Power forward spot's open right now. Okay, let's be real. I mean, you're not going to get a better center in the NBA probably than Andre Drummond.
Can you play a Dembona at power forward?
I would.
I
because
think
right now you really don't have much other choice. Because think of it like this, okay? You are getting destroyed on the boards.
Yeah.
Like almost every single game, you are being beaten by 10 or plus more rebounds.
Yeah,
every single game, you're getting beat like a dead horse. Over. You're not going nowhere. No disrespect to Taylor Martin. Hey, play basketball, have fun.
They also can't score though. They also can't score on the other end. They have no shot creators, and playing Andre Drummond and a Dembona on the floor together would be a spacing disaster on the offensive end.
Why not put? They've been putting Caleb Martin at power forward for so long. I've been looking on ESPN.
Yeah, because they're trying to have some offense. I mean, you're trying to spread the floor and get up some threes. It's a 3-point shooting league now. You got teams shooting 60 threes in a game. You can't have a Dembona and Andre Drummond out there together. That's crazy. That ain't going to get anything done. You'll get some rebounds, but you're not going to score. I just think this is missing Paul George and Joel Embiid. This roster's built around Joel Embiid. It's built for Joel Embiid and Paul George, and it's just going to look bad if they don't come back. That's just where I'm at with it, man. I don't think there was really a solution for Nick Nurse in this game. That's just my take.
I don't know when they're going to be back. I don't know when they're going to be back, but I'm sure Daryl Morey's pissed right now.
Well, I mean,
he knows he's on the hot seat. And
who's on the hot seat?
Let's be honest.
Who's on the hot seat?
I think Daryl Morey, if everything doesn't work out, he could be on the hot seat potentially.
Well, yeah, but I think Daryl Morey. Well, yeah. And there's no flipping Joel Embiid at this point. He has no trade value left at all. So in Daryl Morey's career, he's flipped star players ahead of the curve, basically, to start a rebuild, or not a rebuild, but to continue to put a good team together. And they waited too long on Joel Embiid. I don't think he has any trade value left. So I don't know what Daryl Morey will do if this doesn't work out, because there's really nowhere to go. Really, you got a bunch of big contracts in old injured guys. You can't really flip anybody for any assets. So there's that. But you think Daryl Morey's on a hot seat? You might. I don't know, man. You might be right if it doesn't work out. If it doesn't work out, you might be right.
I'll tune it down a little bit. I think he might be on the hot seat. If they continue the way they're going, he might be on the hot seat, because let's be real here. Correct me if I'm wrong here. He didn't get it done in the past. He brings in these guys. Now you're 1-4. If I'm him, I'm talking to Nick Nurse. Let's work together. I know you're the coach. Let's work out some scenarios. Put Yabusele with Andre Drummond. Put Bona with him. Try it out. Put Caleb Martin at shooting guard. And also, let's also keep Hoover at small forward. Let's keep Council at small forward. Play Council more. I have not seen Council at all.
At the end of the day, you need Joel Embiid to play. You can't. This whole this is the new normal. Well, then we're not going to make the play. If this is the new normal, we're not going to make the playoffs. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? You need Joel Embiid to play. I understand playing 3 games in 5 nights and then sitting, or I understand sitting a back-to-back, but you can't sit for 2 fucking weeks. You're not going to win any games. If the team looks like this without Joel Embiid, then he has to play, and they're not playing him, man. Yo, Mr. Hoover, thanks for calling the show, my brother. I always look forward to taking your calls, bro. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Mr. Hoover on the Discord. Shout out to him. Yeah, this team's pissing me right off, because you need Joel Embiid to win, and he's not playing. Ali, you've been waiting in the Discord, man. Thank you for being patient. Ali is in the Discord. What's going on?
Hey, man. What's up?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I just want to say this right now. So, obviously, the Sixers lost, but this is just so frustrating, this whole situation, because you could see it from a mile away. First of all, the whole Joel Embiid thing was handled so badly, and it just annoys me, because I'm like, if he has an injury, just say it. we would all rather you guys just say it to us than us find out that he does have an injury and you guys are hiding it. Like that's terrible management, and the Sixers have been known for having terrible management like that. So just first of all, be honest with the fans, and second of all, why is Joel Embiid again? If he wasn't injured, why wouldn't he play? Like
I don't
he
know,
needs
dude.
to play games. I get resting him, but he needs to play games to be optimized.
It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I don't know. It makes absolutely no sense. I don't know. He's missing the first 2 weeks of the season, and they're just saying this is the program to ramp him up to get him. It's the weird. It's the oddest thing that I've ever seen. I don't understand it at all. But it's the Sixers, and they just continue to do things that, Ali, you got kicked out of the call, and are you still there?
That's my fault.
It's all good. The Sixers they just continue to do things like this, and it's really wild because it's like every season you can kind of say to yourself, what are the Sixers going to do that's really annoying that most teams don't do? And there's always something. And then they come into this season and they pull this shit, and it's like, wow, they actually are doing something again that is annoying that other teams don't do, and they keep outdoing themselves. This Joel Embiid thing is just, it's so weird to me because, yeah, they're saying he's healthy, but he's just not playing. Meanwhile, we're out here losing games to the worst teams in the NBA. So is he going to play? Like, are they going to tell us something? Now Nick Nurse won't even answer questions to the media. Nick Nurse told the media that they need to talk to Daryl Morey, and they were like, well, you're the only one that we can talk to because you're the one sitting there with the microphone. And he was like, Ed, you gotta talk to somebody else. Like that, Nick Nurse doesn't even want to answer the questions. It's just crazy. I don't know what's going on. If you didn't,
that was a huge red flag to me.
yeah,
Like,
if you didn't yet,
pissed off, and that's not a good thing. Like when you're head coach, you could tell by his body language that Nick Nurse is not happy. But because it's Joel Embiid, he's a top 5 talent in the league right now. You have to let it slide, which is terrible. Because the thing is, this whole system is built around Joel Embiid, and if he's not healthy, this system goes to shit very quickly. And we're seeing it now, and we saw it last season. This team needs to learn that hey, Joel Embiid's not going to be here. Like, they were put in a situation where it's kind of not their fault, because like, how are they supposed to know that Joel Embiid actually had an injury when everybody else was saying that, hey, he didn't have an injury? I just feel bad for the team and for the fans, because we don't deserve to be we don't deserve to be in a situation where we're rooting for a team like where they're going behind our backs and where they're clearly building around a superstar that can't stay healthy. And the thing is, he has to play games. Like, I know, sit him for back-to-backs. I'm fine with that, to be honest.
I don't understand
for games
this,
like
man.
where we're going to win. But if it's an important game, like our next games are Memphis, Phoenix, and the Lakers. He needs to play all 3 of those games. He needs to play all 3 of those games.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We're going to lose all 3 of them if he doesn't play.
I'm sure Nick Nurse is frustrated, and I definitely don't think it's him, because last year he played Joel Embiid more than he's played in the past couple of years. If he was healthy, he was playing him. He was playing him back-to-backs. He was playing him all the time, and now he's not allowed to play him at all, and it's coming from upper management, definitely, and it's just there's no answer. They're not even giving Nick Nurse the answers. He can't answer the reporters' questions. The whole thing's a fiasco, man. But I'm on page with your frustration.
No, because I'm in a bunch of Sixers group chats, and we're always going crazy over this kind of stuff. And the thing that really annoys me, and I've said this to so many Sixers fans, and I've gotten so much flack for it. And I'm not saying this should happen, but if it did happen, I would be okay with it, perfectly okay with it. Trade Joel Embiid in the 2023 season where he was the MVP of the league. You trade him there, get some decent value for him. You would have
got a lot of value,
player, possibly 2. And instead of that, they're gonna they were mad at me because I said get 1 to 2 all-star caliber players, and you can get a player that's, let's say, 50, 60% of Joel Embiid, but he's there 90% of the time, as opposed to 100% of Joel Embiid and they're 10% of the time. The best ability is availability.
Ali, I agree with you, man, and thanks for calling the show, brother. I appreciate it. Call again anytime. I mean, we can all say hindsight, we should have traded Joel Embiid this year or that year. You weren't going to trade Joel Embiid after an MVP season. He was so dominant, it was crazy. But, he has no trade value at this point. If he gets back on the floor and starts looking like Joel Embiid, we'll be talking about something different. But right now, you can't. There's nowhere to go. You can't do anything. And if he has a knee condition, by the way, for anybody that doesn't know, that is what the Sixers called it to the NBA. Their official reason for him not playing is that he has a knee condition. There's some fine print there that I don't think the fans really know yet. The Sixers got fined for telling the fans that Joel Embiid's ready to go. He lost weight. He's in shape. It's going to be a great season. And then holding him out. And the fans are like, where the fuck's Joel Embiid? And they're like, oh, he's just ramping up. So they're lying to the fans, literally. And the NBA fined them because what they were saying publicly in their media days and stuff did not line up with what they're telling the NBA, which is he has a knee condition. This franchise just continues to surprise us with more and more incompetence, man. It's unbelievable how much they suck at running a basketball team, bro. It's unbelievable. But again, November game against the Detroit Pistons. Yeah, you lost, but we know they're not going to win anything without Joel Embiid and Paul George anyway. It's not like Maxey can go on some kind of 2001 Allen Iverson run and lead this team to the playoffs. I mean, even that team had Dikembe Mutombo and some good 3-and-D guys and some good utility guys and well-balanced and had a top 10 defense in the NBA. And you're not going to win without Joel Embiid and Paul George. So I'm on the page with everybody else now that, like, if we get them back, we'll see what happens. If you're not going to get Joel back, then you're screwed, you know? So I'm hoping that in the next couple of days, we're going to hear something from the team that we're going to get these guys back soon. Because if it stays like this whole, like, oh, they're going to be reevaluated next week, then they're going to be reevaluated, then we're all going to stop watching because what's the point, you know? Yo, Kevo is in the Discord. Kevo in the Discord. What's going on, Kevo?
How's it going, boss man?
How you doing, boss man?
Doing well, man. Doing well. I mean, look, it's one game. You know, I'm not. Obviously, we've seen the Sixers lose against much worse teams in the regular season, and not going to freak out over one game.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. I don't mean to cut you up, but that's a good point. They were 0-4, but the Detroit Pistons have some good young players that can light you up, as everybody witnessed tonight. So, you know, it's not like you lost.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that's the point. I think the bigger question is kind of what you were alluding to earlier, which is, look, we paid Embiid. We're stuck here. Like, I'm still trying to understand this. The Paul George signing is based on us paying Embiid, right? Like, we can't go full rebuild because we paid Embiid, and then we bring in an older superstar. And I'm just trying to wonder, what's the end goal for the Sixers here? Like, where are we going? Like, we're not beating the Celtics. I don't know if we can contend with the Knicks or with the Bucks. The Knicks is questionable, and I just don't know their end goal with making this decision. And we know Embiid in the playoffs probably won't be there, or he's going to be half. And with Paul George, I don't know. This could be an early exit again, and now we just paid another superstar who I don't even know if Paul George wanted to be in Philly, right? Like, he was waiting on other teams to pay him. Like, he was waiting for paychecks from a bunch of other teams, and now he finally got the big offer from Philly, and he's here. And I don't know. I'm just confused about the Sixers front office and some of this decision making. But yeah, obviously we all love Maxey in the city of Philly.
Yeah.
But I'm confused about this final decision. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I think Paul George assessed a couple of different teams, and I think he did like the fit of Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, and that he can be that three guy that fits in as a wing shot creator between those two other guys. He said in a couple of interviews, I've never played with an all-star point guard before. So I think Paul George was excited to come to Philly and is excited to come here. What's the end goal? I mean, I think if Joel Embiid and Paul George get back on the floor and we start playing some games and start getting some chemistry, then I think you'll start to see the rest of this team, the construction of role players like Oubre and Caleb Martin and Yabusele and all these guys, they'll all start to look better because they'll be in their more comfortable roles on a team, which is feeding off of a couple of all-stars that are drawing defenses and things like that. So I think the team looks way worse now than it actually is because you need those guys, and then everybody else goes to their role. And I think if you have Joel Embiid and Paul George, you do have a shot at beating the Celtics in a 7-game series. But yeah, it's a big if. It's almost a pipe dream or a fantasy of having a complete team, having a complete healthy team in the playoffs. But so that's another big chance that the front office take, because they keep saying like, this is the new norm for Joel Embiid. We want to get him to playoffs healthy. If they do all of this and they still don't get to the playoffs healthy, then it's just like there's nowhere to go after that.
Yeah, and we're gonna keep asking that if Embiid was healthy, man. We say that every playoffs. If Embiid was healthy, we beat this team, we beat that team.
Right,
and
man.
I don't believe it yet, man. I mean, we'll see. I mean, it seems like none of the other superstars in the East they're always healthy. I mean, I guess Giannis was out last year, but dude, for the most part, I'm
getting annoyed by the Sixers because I watch a lot of NBA League Pass. I watch all these other NBA teams, and they are out here having a blast, playing all their best players. NBA season started for them.
LeBron's still playing, man. He's 40 years.
Everyone's out here. NBA season started for everybody but us, man. It didn't start yet, and I'm like, wow, this is cool. I'll go watch other teams have a good time and have fun, and I'll watch the incomplete Sixers who are still ramping up, I guess.
Yeah, and I might have missed you before. You did confirm that Embiid it is a knee injury keeping him out. It's not load management.
The official report from the NBA on why they fined the 76ers was that the public statements they made did not align with why Joel Embiid is out, and they said that he didn't violate the player protocol because he's out with a knee condition. They violated it because the public statements that they made did not align with that. So it was like worded pretty weirdly, but if you read that official report like from the NBA why they fined him, it says knee condition in there. So, I don't know. We'll see, man.
That's a great point. Yeah, I mean, I hope so. And, obviously, cheer for him till the end, but, it's tough. And it sucks, too, because, a lot of people will say this and that about Embiid. I am an Embiid fan. When he's out there, he's out there. And he is one of those stars that does whatever it takes to play when it matters in the postseason. Like, we can watch, look at the other stars like Giannis, Kawhi, KD, and some of these other players who have taken games off for injuries where we hoped Embiid would take off when he's hobbling around out there.
Right.
But he does bring so much value to our team. And that's why the Sixers are always in this weird situation where they're like, we can't let this guy go because of how much like he brings. Like you see, like our team without him is just miserable.
When he's healthy, he's absolutely the best, if not, top 2 players in the NBA.
Absolutely. And I'm tired of people saying he didn't deserve that MVP. He should be in the MVP running when he's healthy every year.
Yeah, that's just haters. He's absolutely unstoppable when he's healthy. But that's why it's like if he's healthy, we're this. But if he probably won't be, So you're always stuck in this limbo, man. Hey, man, thank you for calling the show, man. Kevo,
yes, sir.
Call back anytime, man. I appreciate it. Kevo on the Discord, man. And listen, thank you for hanging out. 269 people still in here. Hit the like button. Thanks for rocking with me. We were live watching the game right here in the Watch Along studio, mic'd up, freaking out, screaming, acting like an idiot. So if you missed that and you want to tune in to me just losing my mind on a Wednesday night against the Detroit Pistons or any other should be meaningless game, is why I came up with the term Sixers sickos, because it's not normal behavior. One time the Sixers were, I was driving home from work and the Sixers were playing the Kings on like a Tuesday night in December, totally meaningless game. And I sped home dangerously so that I could see overtime of this game that essentially didn't matter. And De'Aaron Fox hit a jumper in overtime at the buzzer, swish. And I was yelling on the floor like, it's not normal behavior. It's just we're Sixers sickos, man. So we were here watching Pistons and Sixers on a Wednesday night in October. And, we'll see. They got to get Paul George and Joel Embiid back because, without those two, they're just not going to win many games. And people the haters can try to say sly things about Tyrese Maxey if they want to. I thought Tyrese was the guy. Anyone with a brain knows that it's a 5-on-5 game. You need a team to win, and they're not going to win without Joel Embiid and Paul George. They're going to win a couple games. If Tyrese Maxey drops 45 or 50 like he did 2 nights ago, they'll get some W's, but the kid can't average 45 points, man. You know, he dropped 32 tonight, and it wasn't enough. So they need Joel Embiid and Paul George on the floor. And if they don't get them on the floor soon, they're going to start the season fucking 30-3 and 50. You know what I mean? Thanks for tuning in, guys. I had a blast, even though the Sixers pissed me off. It's always fun talking to you guys. Thanks for calling in on the Discords and the phone line and tuning in to all of my shows. And I'll talk to you guys very soon.